You know, I was looking at my inbox today, and it just hit me. Like 90% of my job is just trying to get things from other people.
You need a file, or you need an approval.
Or you just need someone to actually read that email you sent like 3 days ago.
It's the universal struggle, honestly. And usually the verb doing all that heavy lifting there is ask.
Right.
But here's the thing, and I see this constantly in my consulting work. If you swap the preposition, even by accident, you might turn a really polite question into a demand.
Exactly. One tiny word completely changes the whole vibe. I'm Jason, by the way.
And I'm Mary. Welcome to MJ English. We're here to give your business skills and your TOEIC score a serious boost before you've even finished your coffee.
So today we are looking at a classic high-pressure scenario, logistics. We have two colleagues trying to coordinate a shipment with a client and a supplier, and, well, the clock is ticking. Let's hear how it goes.
And listen closely to how they use the word ask here. It pops up in several different forms, and the meaning shifts every single time.
Have you asked the logistics team about the updated shipping schedule?
Not yet. I was going to ask them after the weekly briefing.
The client has asked for a revised delivery timeline this morning.
In that case, I'll ask Mark to check the warehouse inventory first.
Good idea. They might also ask us to submit a progress report.
Should I ask for additional documentation from the supplier?
Yes, please. And ask them to include the customs clearance details.
I'll also ask about the revised invoice.
Great. Let me know if they ask for any clarification.
Will do. I'll ask them to respond by the end of today.
Okay, honestly, just listening to that stresses me out a bit.
I know, right? But before we unpack the grammar, let's look at the business vocabulary, because there is some nuance here that you just won't find in a standard dictionary.
Let's start with logistics. Technically, it's managing the flow of goods.
Right, but in the corporate world, if someone says it's a logistics issue, it's usually code for we have the product, but we have absolutely no idea where the truck is.
It's the how of getting things done. Then we heard the word revised timeline, revised invoice.
This one is a crucial keyword. Revised is the polite, professional way of acknowledging a change, or, let's be honest, a mistake.
Yeah, the first version is rarely the final version in business.
If you see a file named revised, it essentially means delete the old one immediately so you don't mess up.
That is just solid life advice. They also mentioned clarification.
Oh, I love this word. It's a total power move.
How so?
Well, instead of saying, I don't understand, which makes you sound a bit confused, you ask for clarification. It politely shifts the burden right back to the other person to explain it better.
Professional confusion. I really like that. Now, let's get to the core of today's topic, the word ask. It felt like they used it a dozen times, but the meaning shifted constantly depending on what actually came next.
It's a minefield for learners, but an absolute goldmine for TOEIC questions. The first pattern we heard was ask about. Emily asked about the shipping schedule.
So ask about plus a noun.
Yes, this is purely information gathering. You're just inquiring regarding a topic. If I ask about the quarterly report, I just want to know the status. I'm not telling you to hand it to me right this second.
But that changes instantly with the next one, right? Ask for. The client asked for a timeline.
Ask for is transactional. It means give me. It is a request for transfer.
Give us an example.
Sure. If you walk into a cafe and ask about the coffee, you're asking if it's a dark roast. But if you ask for the coffee, you are actually buying it.
That is the key takeaway right there. About is discussion, while for is literally give me the thing.
But then we have that management layer. Ryan said he would ask Mark to check the inventory.
This is where the power dynamic comes in.
This is the structure ask plus person plus to plus verb. You are not asking a question here at all. You are delegating.
You're instructing someone to complete a task.
Right. Ask him to call me or ask them to sign this. It's a firm instruction wrapped up in a polite verb.
So if you use the wrong structure here, you might accidentally just query someone instead of actually assigning them a task.
And finally, there's just the direct ask someone, like I'll ask the manager. That is just a direct question to a person.
Okay, so to recap the hierarchy, ask about is for topics, ask for is when you want to receive something, and ask someone to is when you need action taken.
If you nail those distinctions, your emails become crystal clear. You stop getting long explanations when you actually just wanted a file attached.
And no more accidental demands when you really just wanted a quick chat. That's it for today's MJ English. Remember, 5 minutes a day is all you need to win at work, win the TOEIC, and win over your colleagues. If you found this episode useful, don't forget to follow and share it with your friends. See you next time.
Bye.